I'm back. I told you there's going to be a part 3 to the metric system. And here it is. I like to call this Jump It. Okay? Now we've talked about the little cute things, what the labels and King Henry died. And then we talked about what it looks like, tires and all that stuff. But now we got to jump it. Now we're talking about the numbers. Now we're talking about that decimal. And now we're going to change things from big to small and from small to big. We're going to jump it. So, get ready. Here we go. Part 3 coming at you. Alright. What makes this important is you got to see where you start and where do you stop. Okay? If anything, you got to, think about it. You got to start from somewhere and you got to stop somewhere. So that is like it for this. Okay? Jump it. Start, stop. Here we go. Alright, the first problem that I have over here is 2 meters equal centimeters. So, I'm going to write it over here. Now, where's my start point? Do you see any do you see any, alright, we got to, oops, yep. The U right here is the same as saying meter, liter, or gram. Okay, that's where our U is at. And so if we're looking for meters, 2 meters is my start point, then we're going to put our dot right here above the U. And now we know where we start from because it said 2m, and m by itself is just meter. Alright, if that's our start point, where are we going? We're going to cm. Well, you can imagine, since we're talking about meter and that is our base, then all this is going to be m, and then dm, and then cm, and then mm. And where there's the small, there is the big. dm and hm and km. You just got to fill it in. Because, once again, the base can be meter, liter, or gram. But for this problem, we're just going to play with measurement, okay, distance, and we're going to talk about the meter. So our start point is there, and we're going to cm. And so cm is right here, so we're going to jump it. 1, 2. So this is basically multiplied by 10, and this is multiplied by 100. So we jump 1, and we jump 2. And there's my little arrow showing where I stop at. So, if I take my number, which is 2, hey, where's my decimal? My decimal is invisible. It's hiding. Abracadabra. Alright, there's my decimal. Because the number 2 has a understood or hidden decimal behind the 2. Now, if we jumped it 2, now which way did we jump? Did we jump to the left or did we jump to the right? Well, we're jumping that way, so that's right. So, 1, 2. There's nothing here, so we got to add a 0, add a 0. And now, if I put a decimal here, because we jumped it, I'll put my arrow. So my new number is the number 200. 200, put the decimal there, and my answer is 200. Alright, awesome. So I'm going to put 200 cm. I'm going to circle it. Alright. I'm going to erase this. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, our next problem says 40 mm equals m. Once again, it's about where do I start and where do I stop. Now I told you we're going to stick with, meter, and there's an understood M behind these. So mm, that means I'm going to start here at the very end. My starts there. And I need to what? That's right, jump it. Now, I'm going to where? M. Just one M. Oh, now if we remembered about the base, the unit, then we know M is hiding right here. So we got to jump it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now what did you notice? We're going in that direction, and we said 40 mm. So if I put 40, abracadabra, there's my decimal. It was hiding, okay? And we jumped 3 in that direction. This is divide. We're going in that direction, which means my numbers are getting smaller because of division. Okay? So this is divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000. But are we having to calculate and get a calculator and all that stuff and think real hard? No. Jump it. So here's my 40. The decimal's behind the 0. Now how many jumps is that? 3. 1, 2, 3. But nobody's there. So I got to put a 0 there as a placeholder. And now I got to rewrite. So that turns into decimal 0, 4, 0. And don't forget your label of M. So decimal 0, 4, 0. And don't forget your label of M. All right, not bad. So let's go to our next one. Boom. Done. All right, now the next problem that I have is 3.9 M to CM. Okay. So I'm going to write it up here. 3.9 M. Well, I'll leave it here. So 3.9. There it is. Now, where did I start? If we said M, then that means we're starting right here in the middle, where the unit, where the base is at. So I'll put my dot right here. And where am I going to stop? It says we're going to stop at CM. So once again, CM's over here on the small side. 1, 2. Uh-oh. And I'm done. So I'll label my jumps. 1, 2. And this is actually multiplied by 10, multiplied by 100. Hey, what do you notice? When we go in this direction, my numbers get bigger. And we're actually multiplying. Okay? So when we go in that direction, my numbers are getting bigger and they're multiplying. So how many jumps did I take? I took 2 jumps. So if my original number is right here, I got to jump 2. 1, 2. Nobody there. I'll put a 0. Oopsie, that's an arrow, not a decimal. Okay. So I have to do what? Rewrite. That turns into 390. But 390 what? 390 cm. Don't forget your label. So as you can see, converting the numbers of it really ain't that hard. Isn't that hard. All right, so I'm going to erase this. All right. See, look, I gave you a 2M, I gave you a 40 mm, and a 3.9 m. This time, I decided to give you something a little bit different. I gave you 6.88. Once again, it's about the process. Where do I start? Well, what letters do I have with that 6.88? I have the letter CM. In CM, here's the C, and I already talked about the base side of it. So that would be where my CM is. So I'll put my dot right here. And where do I need to stop? I'm stopping here at M. So, what do we got to do? Yep, that's right. Jump it. 1, 2. 1, 2. Uh-oh, what do you notice? We're going that way. And when we go this way, my numbers get smaller. And why do my numbers get smaller? Because we're dividing. That is going to be divide by 10, divide by 100. But do I have to worry about all that? No. We're just going to jump the decimal. So where's my decimal at right now? My decimal's hanging out between the 6 and the 8, and we're just going to jump 2 times. 1, 2. 1, 2. Nobody's here. So let's put a 0 there to hold it down. Now what do I need to do? Rewrite. This turns into decimal 0.688. Now if you think about this like money, it says, hey, we started out with $6.88, but then when we jump it that way, we're not even a penny. Okay? So now that number is really small. Because remember, when you're going in that direction, your numbers are getting smaller. And when you're going in this direction, your numbers are getting bigger. So, final answer, decimal 0.688. Don't forget your label of M. All right. We just pretty much focused on the little side. There is a big side, but it's the process. All you're jumping is to the left. Oopsie. Jumping to the left or jumping to the right. No calculator needed. No thinking really hard. Just jump the decimal. And what do you need to know the most? Where do you start and where do you stop? All right, that's it. That's all I got for you for the metric system. I gave you 3 parts. Good luck. See ya!